Greetings everyone, this is the Hipster Snek, and today I'm looking at the demo for Slay the Princess. Content warning, this is a horror game, it's not intended for all audiences. I did say I wanted to do more horror games, so I guess I'm on the right track. Visit our website if you need a full list of content warnings. I don't. I'm fine. It is what it is. Slay the Princess also contains flashing images. If this poses a health risk to you, proceed with caution. And I guess I should extend that to the watching audience as well. This game is CPU intensive. If you experience performance issues, you can turn off animations in preferences. Ah, good. I like it when a game is honest about how it will melt my potato. Let's do this. Black Tabby Games. Well, nothing's catching fire right this instant, so I'm assuming everything is fine. I actually watched someone else's playthrough for about 3 minutes, and I was so intrigued that I knew I would want to do this for myself, so I stopped watching. I've literally only seen like 2 or 3 option choices right out of the gate, and I was so intrigued that I knew I absolutely had to do this. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Fair enough. Oh, my mouse kind of lets me look around a bit.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Seems legit. Explore. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. I've always wanted to offer Monarch Viva la Revolution. Okay, I think the idea is like, these are actual choices to make, and explore is like, get more information. So that's probably a little bit. The end of the world, what are you talking about?
About the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That is a problem.
You have to put an end to her.
How can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Alright. No, you know what? I'm down for this. Oh, it actually kind of changes some of my options. I always wanted to offer Monarch.
That's the spirit.
I was just being cheeky, but you seem to appreciate that.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Most of the Let's Players that I follow would deliberately do the belligerent thing and argue with the narrator for argument's sake, but honestly, I'm okay with this. I don't have any objections to taking out people in positions of power.
A warning before you go any further.
Whoa.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
That seems fair, and you seem trustworthy, so I'm
go through with
down.
this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Who are you?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Alright. This randomly interjecting voice of hero. And I never...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Keep getting cut off.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Seems fair.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
As I was saying, because I keep forgetting that this game is fully voice acted, I never proclaimed myself to be a hero. The entire conceit of the game is literally, slay the princess. Well, there's this princess, and she's locked up, and you have to kill her. That's what the narrator told me. And I said, okay. At no point in this equation did I or the narrator dub me to be a hero. And a hero is just someone who does great deeds. So, if I'm saving the world, that is a great deed. Saving princesses does not a hero make. So let's do this. I'm down for this. And really, what do princesses contribute to
The door
society
to the
anyway?
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, see, this is totally easy to rationalize. And like I was saying, what do princesses contribute to society in the first place? I would say not much. You know, I'm not really pro-monarch in any capacity, and letting some all-powerful dictator set and, have perfect sway over all facets of government seems rather short-sighted, so I'm okay with this.
Carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
I am Sir
It's
Snek.
commanded, almost as though she's the one in charge down here.
Okay, you need to go away, dude.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
That's fair. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You are way too calm about this.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Now,
There's a
this is
heavy
gonna be
chain
as
around
easy
her
as it
wrist,
gets, then.
binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Not my type.
Focus on the task at hand.
Also, again, who is this voice of hero? That's not me. I never, at any point, said that I was going to be a hero in this scenario.
Are you here to kill me or something?
You bet. No, I'm doing this. Steal your nerve, step forward. We're doing
Step
this.
forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal.
I fear nothing. I'm going through with this because I know that the instant I give the inch, she will feel entitled to the prerequisite mile behind it. And I'm not giving you that.
No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I have a knife and you are chained to a wall.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
And that implies that you have the chance to overpower me, which, given that you're tied up, probably not happening.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
One random girl versus the world. I'll weigh this
Do you hear the
decision.
conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
You really need to go away, dude.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Agreed. Do it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Become the monster you were meant to be.
Oh,
That's such an underreaction. She gonna mutate into Gygas or something?
Isn't it?
That. I'm sorry, if you just had a knife plunge into your solar plexus, I don't think you'd be in a very chatty mood. I'm just saying.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but
Yeah, you
I
probably should have.
to wonder,
How are you monologuing?
do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I could step on it if that gives you a little bit of encouragement.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words.
I'm not worried about the conviction in her words. I'm surprised she's able to breathe. That was actually a thing on the set of the Lord of the Rings films when Christopher Lee mentioned, the sound that someone makes if they get stabbed in the back. Apparently the script called for him to scream in pain or something, but then he's like, no, that's not what actually happens. And actually went into, really macabre depths of explaining what actually happens, which basically the air gets sucked out of your lungs. And, I mean, come on, she's literally laying on the floor.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
Does mind over matter work so powerfully in this universe that she's able to talk with a knife literally hanging out of her chest?
It's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Then I saved the world. Cue the victory
Is it over?
fanfare.
really over.
Why are you still here? Of course she is.
Yes,
She's dead.
Exactly. It's over.
Yeah, see? Narrator said so. Narrator's omniscient. I win.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Well, it would just be rude to leave it open.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because you're wrong.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad.
Not in the slightest.
But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
You see, here's the thing. I'm part of the world. I'm part of the human population, or I guess in my case, the reptile population that is on the world. If she was going to destroy the world, then what I did was, by all definitions, self-defense. That's not murder.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Get out of here, you buzzkill.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Oh yeah.
Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
How am I breathing, then?
What happened?
Well, either I've made a mistake, kind of a my bad, or the situation was already well out of hand before I even arrived, and I changed nothing.
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from it. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I'm not seeing an air conditioner in here. I don't think I will be. Kinda hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
Why do you sound like a smug version of the Lone Ranger?
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Why am I here? What has happened? At what point did I... At what point did I step from, okay, kill princess, save world, to suddenly cabin is now in outer space?
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Given my perception of time, it's probably been all of 5 minutes, but I guess that would be a hard thing to gauge without the sun and the moon. Or clock.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
And what do you recommend we do? You know what, let's do the explore option just to see what he says.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
You have been no help this entire time. Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to.
Because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it.
No, I bet I'm probably not, seeing as how my options are 2 windows and a door, which lead into infinity and no atmosphere.
Blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
I don't like where this is going at all.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
Once again, did not claim that I was the hero. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just signed up to be the villain, but I did that of my own volition, so at least it was a willful choice. That being said, I'm not keen on using that blade on me.
He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
That's an interesting way to phrase that. Does that mean that this cabin exists in some kind of weird metaphysical plane where perception literally forces its existence, and that the absence of someone having its perception fixed on this place causes it to cease to exist?
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
Are we sure about that? I mean, we haven't checked the basement since we left.
Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill
How
us?
astute. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, okay.
Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever.
That is a fair
I
counter-argument.
know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
And who are you in this context? I understand my relationship to a narrator, but you're just voice of the hero.
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You've been really weird about the happiness thing since I got here, so, I'm starting to distrust you, too. You better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die.
Die? You can yell at me all you want.
Fair enough. Let's do
I
this.
made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
And you're disingenuous and kind of a jerk. I went along with it thinking that, maybe I'd be doing some kind of greater service, and then you locked me in here, and that's where you lost me.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
Hey, I'm sorry I killed you. My bad.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Well, it wouldn't be, but it's whatever at this point.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
That's interesting. That's the first clean look I've had at my hands, which means this weird little monster claw I've been using for my cursor over here is indeed my true form.
The end.
The real
Nice
Slay the
knowing
Princess starts here? What? Okay. Little Dark Souls joke there. Chapter 2, The Spectre. Oh, I'm a DC Comics hero now.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Getting a small sense of deja
You're
vu
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
See, you might understand that I'm having a hard time believing you now. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja
Terrible
vu.
sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us has been here.
Ah, is that so?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You're starting to make more and more sense.
That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
And who are you? Why am I picking up more and more levels of audio schizophrenia?
Oh, is there another one of us in here?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Thank you.
I've always been here. I've just gotten a little louder. And I'm ready for all of us to have a marvelous time.
That's what I'm here for.
Just stay focused on the task at hand.
Alright. You trapped me here after I slew her last time. Not gonna play along this time.
The sole person capable of slaying the princess also seems to be somewhat insane.
You're telling me.
Oh well, so long as you get the job done, it doesn't matter what sort of mental state you're in.
You have no idea how right you are right now. Oh, and you're gonna push me,
I
huh?
have one last warning for you.
What's that?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
This is certainly getting interesting. Maybe this time I should just hear her
You're
out.
right. She won't be a problem.
You're not
I'm
helping.
not sure I'm a fan of my new roommate. I think there's a lot more to this situation than we've been told.
I think you're onto something. I'm starting to regret not listening to you sooner.
The situation couldn't be more straightforward. Just ignore him.
Alright. Only one option. Maybe I should have done like all my favorite YouTubers and have been deliberately
The interior of the
belligerent.
cabin is cold.
This
a
is
soft
different.
odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows.
What shutters?
The only item of furniture is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
And the house has suffered entropy, but the knife hasn't.
Before you have a chance to even think
Oh, dear.
about taking it, the top of a hand appears from underneath the floorboards.
Hand? No, that's a head, and the text says head, but the voice said hand.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous
This
skeleton.
is a Choices Matter game. Looks like I'm not getting an easy out on this one.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Oh, wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
That's a fair question at this point.
A ghost!
Oh, come on, you're supposed to be the voice of the hero. You're supposed to be the brave one.
Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
You haven't seen my Phasmophobia review, have you?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, killer. I guess we've got some things to talk about, haven't we? Like how you murdered me?
Yeah, that was kind of a lose for me too, you know. The Spectre, to be continued. Oh, man. There are 7 endings for the demo and many more ways to die. Well, so far, the only way I managed to die was doing it myself. Oh, man. That was incredible. That was interesting. This is a must-buy for me when this goes live. I'm really intrigued. This is like one part weird, dark, low fantasy story combined one part Stanley Parable. And there's definitely a bit of self-aware meta humor happening here. This is really good. I really, really like this. I mean, and I kind of see what's happening is like every incarnation of your character, you start collecting these voices in your head. Like, because I was just like really brutally efficient, I got Voice of the Cold, who's like this really, really terrifyingly calm sociopath. And this is really good. Oh, man. I think I want to do this again. Like, let's... Yeah, come on. Let's do this one more time. Everyone has done an amazing job, by the way. The sound team, both the music and the voice actors are fantastic. And I am 100% on board. I know some of these. I don't know them personally, but I follow Manly and Alpha Beta. I'm not sure about the others. I'll have to look them up now. Oh, man. Okay, I want to do this one more time. I know, like, I don't normally do multiple playthroughs of the same demo, but obviously there's a lot of variations with the branches splitting off.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
Just one more time. I'm going to be saying that for a while, aren't I?
Is a princess.
Okay, this time, I'm going to let the princess argue her case, and I'm going to wager the final decision based on what she tells me. But I'm going to be a little bit more skeptical this time.
To slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm going to kind of play along and listen to everyone's arguments and see where it takes us. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's
While
locked
I
up?
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecies are one of those things.
Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay, give me the lowdown.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point.
Fair.
If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Yeah, but I believed that last time, and for all intents and purposes, the world still ended. At least from my perspective, it did.
There's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, thanks for telling me what to
Don't
do.
mention it. It's all part of the job.
Being sarcastic.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning, before you go any further. She will lie.
Lie,
she
cheat,
will
steal,
cheat,
yeah.
And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
And I find that trope a little hackneyed and meaningless, but, you know, maybe you are
He
onto
doesn't know
something.
what he's talking about.
I don't know. After last time, I'm kind of more inclined to believe him.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
That's an interesting change. When I went through the second time, it was a noteworthy antique table, but now suddenly it's a plain wooden
The blade
table.
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Fine, I will take
Take
it.
the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
We'll see.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's commanding, almost as though she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
But if she is chained to a wall, and the prerequisite for Into the World would be her leaving the cabin, then how is she a threat? He mentioned the ticking clock, but the more you think about
Walk
this,
down
the stranger it
stairs
gets.
And lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Once again, not my type,
Focus on the task at hand.
but I am going to hear her out
Are
this
you
time.
here to kill me or something?
Well, that depends on how you answer me. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
You know what?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
You raise a fair point, and like I said, I'm growing more and more fond of you, voice of the hero.
Don't you dare.
No,
It's fine.
I think I'm going to do
We
it.
can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Fair point.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops
Not
to the
trembling.
floor with unceremonious clack.
Methodical.
Thank you.
Alright, let's hash this out.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yeah, see, you keep bringing that up, but the last time I did this, she wasn't much of a threat, and also literally bound to the wall. If I ran away, she couldn't pursue, not unless she takes the entire wall with her, and in which case, what is she still doing here?
We'll be fine.
Agreed.
Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I'll be the decision maker on that.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
You're not wrong. Yeah, let's try to break the ice a little. Yeah, it's
Not to make things even more awkward, but do you know why you're here to kill me?
about that. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
That laugh. I think I'm in love.
Hey. Let's... You're going about 60 miles an hour. I need you to be going about 10 right now.
Stop it.
Yes, thank you. I agree with you on this one.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here, or how I got here.
That's different
I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
about that. I'm here because you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
But you just told me that! What difference does it make?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
Just how long has she been down here?
That's a fair question.
Did they even bother to tell you how I'm supposed to end the world? Because that just doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd be capable of.
Yeah, see, I kind of brought that up a minute ago. I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're asking.
Not exactly,
I
but...
believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
I mean, technically true.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
That's true.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Fair.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you, either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Yeah, what kind of jerk would just, like, plunge the knife into you without giving you a word edgewise? I mean, you'd have to be a complete maniac to do something like that.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
That's true.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or any other number of good things that I'm sure you want to hear.
I mean, I wouldn't mandate that kind of thing out of someone, especially not someone I just met. It's a pretty wholesome excuse, but even if you told me you just wanted to live an ordinary life, I'd likely be inclined to believe you.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
We are strangers.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
You stay out of this.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Which actually reminds me of a game, which I think it was called Witch. As in, which one, not as in the pointy hat and broomstick. And the entire thing hinged on you being followed by this shadowy woman who didn't have her head or her heart. And depending on which one you retrieved for her would change the way the ending went.
So, do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Now you're protesting a little too much.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Ooh, that's a fair point. Okay, how would I even get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
Stay out of this.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here. And if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Whoa! Okay, let's calm down a little with that idea.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
I could probably leverage it if there's a weak link somewhere in the chain. The manacle itself is besides the point if we could break the link.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
She's either very gutsy given her situation, or completely insane. And I'll probably die if I just 100% believe her, but honestly, that would be turnabout and ergo fair play.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Let's calm down with that line of thinking. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty.
Oh,
Any
goodness.
honorific should do, really.
For someone who's been in this basement for at least a while, you sure are on your high horse.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Starting to believe you on that one. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Alright, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Not really.
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess, examine the chains, I'm getting you out of here. Keep her locked away. I'm going to keep you locked away for a bit. You can know each other while I decide what to do. That's a little weird. You know what? Let's do it. I'm going to side with the voice of the hero this time.
have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
So much for my weak link theory.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
That would be a logical thing to assume.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
You don't know that. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
Well, I didn't figure you'd be going
You
very
attempt
far.
to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try
You
the door.
but it's locked from the outside.
Oh, narrator. I know you're up to
You're
shenanigans
here
now.
to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
It's like having a really stubborn, GM suddenly start railroading you.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Of course.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Alright, so that just got
You make
eliminated.
your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Let's just say that I have some foreknowledge that wouldn't have gone great for me.
Easier for whom?
Exactly.
Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, this is not a great situation for us.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh, I really don't want to do that.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, I really won't. I can tell you that right now. Okay, there's different kinds of schools of horror, and one of those schools of horror is putting you in a position where you're going to be forced to do something you don't want to do. Because even if it's objectively the correct answer, it can still be something incredibly unpleasant. When I do this, I'm going to be hacking through... That's like halfway down her forearm. Like, that's going to be bone, muscle tissue, and a lot of blood at the very least. But this is a horror game, and I've resolved to save her this time, so... Oof, steel my courage. Like, this actually... I'm sorry, this is a really weird thing to say, where it's like, this bothers me more than just killing her. Because once you die, that's it. It's over. You don't think about that anymore. But there's going to be long-term consequences for this one.
Against your better judgment.
Oh, she's hitting me
place
with the
blade
doe
into the
eyes.
princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
I'm so sorry.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work.
Ooh.
Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
This video's getting demonetized.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. The princess clutches the wound, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
We have to do something to staunch the bleeding.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
That's, well, you see, voice of the hero, that's probably because this is the part where she turns into a giant praying mantis and kills us.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
How do you recommend we do that?
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
We have a problem.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
And this is where you kill me, right?
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess dodges? Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
That didn't work great for me the last time, pal.
The blade. Move the blade.
I am choosing to defy you even if this isn't going to end terribly for me.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
You might want to run.
I'll make this quick.
She knocks your legs out from under you with a swift kick. You didn't even see it coming.
That's a lot of stamina for someone who just lost a limb.
You fall to the ground, the wind leaving your lungs all at once in a violent puff, and her knee settles on your
Well,
throat.
she didn't mutate
Try
into a
to
praying
gasp air, but
mantis.
she pushes on your windpipe with weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. You won't draw another breath.
Well, I tried.
When she manages to escape from this place and brings ruin to the world, know that it was all your fault.
Blame accepted.
It can't just end like this, right?
Sorry, hero, I really tried.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happening. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, I mean, that's an eye for an eye, I think.
You're on a path in the woods.
Ah, second
And
loop
at the
still
end
happens,
of that
though.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you're in for it now.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You're probably right.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. We can help her. We just have to find a way.
See, this guy gets it.
Is there another one of us in here? Help her? Need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. Sure, and all of us in here definitely believe you.
Thank you. Someone's finally doing my dialogue for me.
Just stay focused on the task at hand.
Lie. Yep, okay, definitely gonna go slay that princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Yeah, you weren't begging last time, chummer.
I have one last warning for you. She
Yeah,
will lie,
lie, cheat,
she
steal,
will
I know,
cheat,
I know.
And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
See, I find that really interesting, because the first time when I was going along all, tiptoe through the tulips and believing everything you were feeding me, you cast me out into the eternal void of space with nothing but a breathable atmosphere and the inability to starve to death. In this case, when I genuinely tried to help her, she felt bad that she had to do what she did in order to survive because of you. So in both instances, you've been my greater antagonist.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Yep.
Did you just say the word wink? No, I didn't. Wink.
I think I have found my favorite character.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Alright. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to save her without benefit of the knife, though. I think I do have to take it.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely empty. The air stale and
Interesting.
musty. The floor and walls covered in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
That's curious. Last time this place was, all dilapidated and the table was
The
different.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't think I can save her without it, so...
You take the blade from the table. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint
Oh,
of
gosh.
rot filtering from the ancient
If what I did wasn't reset...
princess really lives here.
She's been bleeding
Slaying
this whole
her is
time.
probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries softly up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's even more hypnotizing than before. Is it more hypnotizing than before, or is that just what we want it to be?
See, I like you. You understand where I'm coming from.
I think we're in love.
You need to chill.
For everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just don't let her charm you. It's all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with
Her
the
stance
princess.
is different.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far
You
wall
sure
of the
about that?
basement. She's still so beautiful. She has both of her arms again.
Huh.
Did everything we just went through actually happen? It must have, because she's different. Can't you tell?
Yeah, thank you.
You. I remember you. You're going to help me get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, she didn't, like... There does seem to be a difference in personality for obvious reasons, because it does seem like your decisions will shape how this goes. Like, this is going to go a lot of different interesting ways, and I am 110% on board. I don't want to spoil this for you guys. You need to try out the demo, as always. It's in the description. And leave a comment down below which of my 2 tries were your favorite, and did you think my rationale for either of them was sound. This is the Hipster Snek, and this was Slay the Princess demo. Try it, wishlist it, and I will see you guys on the next one.